Hey free-to-play gang, welcome back to another video. So today's video is definitely more for newer players, or if you want to have a little bit more information or just to keep yourself updated on where you can find some of these resources, then yeah, sure, please stick around, and that also helps me out a lot. Okay, but anyway, so there are three main topics for today. So the first is going to be Starimon, where you can get more EXP so that you can level up some of your units at the start, because EXP is going to be very hard to come by. And then next is going to be where can you find gold. Now, gold is not really that much of a scarcity at the start of the game. It becomes more of a scarcity only when you are farming relics and you are able to get some really good relics that you want to upgrade, and then you suddenly realize that, oh wow, I have no more gold anymore. And the third thing that we're going to cover today is where we can find Starimon. I get so many questions regarding this all the time, every single day. Alright, so let's start off with Starimon. Now, very obviously, at the start of the game, they already give you the idea of where you can farm EXP. And that is, still till this day, true. The only place that you can farm Starimon, and yes, farming, okay? The only place where you can farm Starimon is via the Sonic Rift. There is nowhere else that you can farm it, although there are some other loopholes which we will talk about in just a little bit as well. So let's take a look at one run of the Sonic Rift and why this is like probably one of the... I mean, this is the only way that you can farm EX. Okay, it's not the only way that you can farm EXP, but it's definitely the best and not the most efficient way, believe it or not, but it is the best way in terms of like time sensitivity. Alright, so there you go, that is one run, and I showed you this run because I want you guys to have an understanding of how good Mona is. Obviously, she's not going to be the only expert that can do this. You have Ashley who can do this as well. You also have Camille, and I know I'm recording this before the update, but Camille is also going to be one of those experts that can double AoE nuke, and therefore she's going to be able to perform the same way as well. I mean, I think Mona is still the best because she has multi-hits, but as you can see here, we have a total of, I believe, 17,500 EXP here. So that is 17,500 EXP per run that costs you 12 stamina. Now the next place that you can get more Starimon, and this is not farming anymore, is via the bounties. So via the bounties, there will be some of these bounty options for you. And my suggestion is to avoid these unless you can find legendary bounties. If you can find legendary Starimon bounties, I think those are somewhere around 100 plus stamina worth of EXP, which is a lot of EXP. So if you're able to get legendary Starimon bounties, then go for those. If not, stay away from the EXP bounties. There are much better alternatives, like for example, you have your stamina here. I think this is like the best. If not, the blue stamina is still pretty decent, especially if you haven't unlocked the epics just yet. Now, the third and final place where you can get Starimon, yeah, there's only three main places here. I mean, or rather, there's only three places. But I'll go through another fourth place later on, which is a little bit hilarious. This is the place where you can get EXP, and it is quite a really good place to get. And I will highly suggest that all of you guys try to clear the entire shop every single week. So there's a lot of other stuff here as well, which we will discuss later on in this video. But the Starimon here comes with a really good value, especially since you're farming ritual miracles in order to get these free coins, right? So this is going to be the third place. And now the best place, essentially the best place in terms of effectiveness, because you can get infinite EXP this way. That place, which I think is going to be fixed after this video, is actually the infinite miracle, or the infinity tower. So the way that you can do this, right, is to just remove everything, make it as easy as possible, and just take part in the first floor. And let's say we remove one of our experts here. Okay, no one wants to see Nusi, right? We're going to remove her. Okay, shit, I just realized that all of my experts are all level 60. Okay, but anyway, what I'm trying to say is by clearing this, you actually get a little bit of EXP at the end. And the best part is this is completely free. And I'm joking a little bit over here, okay? But if you have a team that is able to clear this with like maybe 3 or 4 members, right? You can have like 2 other experts here who are just leveling up. This is effectively a completely free approach for you to get EXP. It's a super slow process, but it doesn't cost you anything at all. So if you're completely out of stamina, you're completely out of everything, right? You have no more packs, like you have maxed out your credit card and now your credit score is like negative 1 million. This is going to be the best place for you to get EXP. But of course, I'll highly suggest that you speak to your lawyer really soon. Okay, so we are done with this wave, and it's obviously very easy because we have 5 experts in like the easiest difficulty ever. But what is not shown here is actually 100 EXP that you can obtain. It's just very unfortunate that I have completely run out of experts to level up right now. So those were the 4 approaches to getting Starimon. Now let's talk about gold. And gold is a very interesting topic as well. We're actually going to go back to the Sonic Rift because this is also a place where you can get gold, and you can get quite a lot of gold as well. We're just going to blitz this real quick because we have seen the Mona run. And as you can see, we do get 16,200 gold, which is quite good value for the stamina cost. However, this is actually not the best place for you to get gold. Now, the actual best place for you to get gold is in the Ritual Miracles itself. So we talked about the Ritual Miracle shop just a little bit ago. Let's take a look at difficulty 8 and let's just blitz this real quick. Okay, so the amount of gold that we get is 9,720. Just ignore this, okay? This is the pay to win part. 9,720 gold per run, and on top of that we do get 180 of these ritual points. So how much value is there in the ritual points? Let's take a look. Because the ritual points is what you use in the ritual shop, which is like completely free, because when you're farming for relics, that's gonna happen, right? You're gonna get many copies of it. So 1,000 coins is gonna give you 50,000 gold, and this is obviously the limited purchase. I think that's about 50 per week, I think. But let's just say that you're completely drained of this, which is like the optimal option here, right? And let's say now you're forced to go with the weaker version, which is 2,000 coins for 50,000 gold. What you're actually looking at is in Ritual Miracle 8 of any of the Ritual Miracle 8 bosses. By converting all of that ritual coins and the actual gold drop itself, you actually get 17,064 gold per run. That is already more gold than your Sonic Rift, and we are talking about difficulty 8, which is very easy to accomplish. You can do it within like 2 days or 3 days maybe. So obviously this is going to be very lucrative, and if you can do higher difficulties of the Ritual Miracles, then you're going to perform a lot, or you're going to be able to farm a lot more gold this way. So let's take a look at Ritual Miracle 16, right? So we're going to go ahead and challenge this, we're going to blitz it, and let's see how much gold we get. We get 18,300 gold, and on top of that we get 400 ritual points. So if you convert all of these, and we actually buy the best purchase in the ritual shop, that's going to give us 38,300 gold per run. Every single run, by converting all of these ritual points into gold itself. That is a crazy amount of gold that we can farm, and Ritual Miracles is definitely the best place for you to farm gold, because at the same time you're going to get like relics, right? Sometimes you might get good relics. So these are the two places for you to farm gold, and yes, while Ritual Miracles do give you the best gold option, the Sonic Rift is also there because of the EXP, so do not forget about that. Now, our third and final point for today is where can we find Starimon. And if you guys do not understand what Starimon is used for, you actually use it to raise your espers from like, let's say 3 stars to 4 stars, or 4 to 5, or 5 to 6. So you need those as your materials to get that ascension. It's not ascension, but to get that upgrade process done. So it's extremely important that you have a lot of Starimon for you to use. So where can we find Starimon in this game? And most of the places are actually like limited to the shop. So for example, we have the gold shop here, and as you can see, we have 3 different Starimon here which we can purchase for 150k. It's a little bit pricey, but it is still going to be one of the places where we can get unlimited Starimon, so to speak. Now the next place is going to be our friendship shop, which gives you 1 Starimon every single day. So if you do need Starimon, this is going to be a great way for you to just keep farming it. I mean, essentially, I think the Starimon here has a lot more value than the stamina, because we cannot actually farm Starimon anymore. So this is going to be a really great place for you to find more rare Starimon. And the next place is actually a tournament shop, but I would highly suggest against it. The epic Starimon and the legendary Starimons here are not worth it. It is way too expensive to get these this way. And next we have the cube shop, which is one of the best places for you to farm Starimon, because it is super cheap. You can only buy 50 every 2 weeks, I think, but it's still a very good value. For 100 a piece, this is extremely good. Because as you can see, right, you will have a lot of excess cube miracle points here. You will never ever run out of it. And then the next place is the club shop, which also has rare Starimons, but I would highly suggest against it because it's very expensive. Club points are very hard to come by and should be reserved for the rest of the items over here that I'm buying. Or maybe if you need more Fabrice Ripples, then yes, you could channel some of these club points into Fabrice. It's a lot better than getting the rare Starimon in this way. Now, the obvious best place is going to be the Divine Sequencer. But as you can see, there are 3 different options here, right? But what you must understand is all of them are worth the same. So even though there's a limited stock here, it doesn't even matter, because if you buy 5 Starimon, you can actually combine them into 1 epic Starimon. So the cost is exactly the same. And if you buy 5 epic Starimon, you can combine them into 1 legendary Starimon. So the cost is also exactly the same. So there's really no difference whatsoever. Maybe to help explain to you guys how you can combine these Starimons into a higher ranking Starimon, you can go to growth and you just go to advancement and convert materials over here. And this is how you can convert your Starimon. Now that we have left the shop, there is one more place that you can find Starimon, and that is via the bounties. And I would highly suggest that you skip this, like don't even touch it. It's completely not worth it at all because of how easy it is to obtain in the cube shop and in the Divine Sequencer shop as well. This is completely nonsense. This is like not worth it. I'd rather you spend your limited bounties on either your Experimon, your legendary Experimon I mean, or your epic stamina. These 2 are the best bounty options right now. So that's it for this video. These are the 3 resources and where you can find more of them. So I hope this video helped you, and if you have any other questions, feel free to leave it down in the comment section below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's content. If you did, don't forget to hit a thumbs up. It really helps the channel, and subscribe for more Dislyte content. Now with that said, this has been Free to Play, and as always, I will see you in the next video.